I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong.
Gervonta Davis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponents.
Gervonta Davis has reconnected with Floyd Mayweather ahead of his high-stakes rematch against Lamont Roach. Mayweather expressed ongoing support for Davis, saying he's proud of all that Davis has accomplished. He referred to Gervonta as like a kid to him, making it clear he holds no grudges even when Davis speaks his mind publicly. Floyd emphasized he wants to see Davis rise even higher and hopes he brings greater strength and focus into this next fight.
Take Vince out on social media. He's been through a lot, throughout his life. But I take my hat off to him. I'm proud of him. Saturday night we had a game plan, and a lot of times when he says certain things on social media, I say, he's to me he's still a kid. And when I was that age, I probably would have did the same thing. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong. He got the job done, but my hat off to Ryan Garcia, tough competitor, tough fighter, and the best man won.
Fresh training footage from Davis's Las Vegas camp paints a picture of intense commitment. With every session, he appears laser-focused, refining each move with purpose. Insiders have noted his improved stamina, tightened footwork, and precise execution in drills. Behind-the-scenes clips reveal a fighter in top shape and mentally sharp. This isn't just typical camp hustle, it signals a strategic overhaul ahead of what could be a defining bout. When Davis broke ties with Mayweather Promotions, Floyd responded with grace and encouragement. He applauded Davis's drive for independence, saying more power to him. That attitude reflected their complex bonded dynamic of mentorship, balanced by Davis's desire for control. Even apart, there was mutual respect. Mayweather's words showed pride in Davis's growth. Davis's moves showed a readiness to forge his own legacy, rooted in empowerment, not separation.
And there's nothing like taking a kid that come from the same background as you and helping them and put them in a position to become a multi-millionaire. You meet a kid, he come up to you for an autograph. You sign an autograph for him, then I tell him, in a few years when you get older, I'm gonna work with you and I'm gonna make you world champion someday. Years later, I started working with him, helped him, pushed him to be great. And if he feels like, he's grew wings where he can fly and become his own boss, more power to him.
Mayweather has kept a close watch on Davis's journey, especially when it comes to pound-for-pound rankings. Concerns have emerged that Davis's affiliation with Mayweather Promotions may have impacted his recognition. Floyd addressed it directly, insisting that team ties shouldn't overshadow raw talent. His continued support has turned into advocacy, pushing for fairness and respect. Mayweather's mentorship now extends into reputational battles, proof his investment in Davis is holistic.
When is Gervonta Davis going to go somewhere in the pound for pound? Anui deserve to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. Do Terrence Crawford deserve to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. But what about Gervonta Tank Davis? He deserved to be somewhere also in the pound for pound.
Why don't they give him that credit?
Because he was affiliated with me.
Determined to leave no room for doubt, Davis has taken full ownership of this training camp. He's brought back trusted voices from his prime years, assembling a team that knows his game inside and out. From sparring partners to elite strategists, each piece has been chosen with intention. Together, they've reviewed past errors and attacked them with targeted drills and pressure-tested conditioning. This isn't just training, it's a total recalibration for a flawless performance.
Was anybody else who is a Tank Gervonta Davis fan nervous watching that fight last night? I was nervous after probably like the third round. I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. And here's the thing. I think we all know Tank didn't take this fight as serious as he should have. In the post-fight press conference, he said he didn't know what round it was. He said he lost track of the rounds. Like, that's not like him to do that. But I think he went in with the same game plan he typically does, where he just wears these guys down and then kind of baits them into just a crazy uppercut counter. And if you saw in the 11th and 12th round, he was going for it, but he couldn't connect it because this Lamont Roach guy, he's fast, he's quick. And as a Baltimore native, I wanted Tank to win. I wanted him to win. The whole Be More DC thing, I wanted him to win. I don't know if y'all saw when Tank was getting his hands wrapped, he was yawning. He didn't take it serious. But one silver lining is that he's probably not retiring now. He's got to take that rematch. And here's the thing, when he takes that rematch, when they do fight again, this fight, Tank's going to win this handily. He'll probably win it in the 7th or 8th. But yeah, it wasn't a draw. Tank lost that fight. Yeah, he took a knee. Strategically, he took a knee. But he took a knee. Tank lost that fight, unfortunately. But I'm excited for that rematch. I feel like it's probably going to be the most watched boxing match in history.
Davis's split from Mayweather Promotions made waves not just for the business break, but for the emotional fallout. It was a clear clash. Davis sought freedom. Mayweather favored structure. That friction wrote a dramatic chapter in their relationship. Now, with the two reunited, a new narrative emerges, one of maturity and strategic unity. Their reconciliation isn't just healing, it's calculated, signaling that sometimes parting ways is how you learn to work together better.
And I expect to get respect by letting me speak. Thank you.
Floyd, I want to switch gears real quick, man. Gervonta said, "I'm not signed to a single soul." So is Tank now a free agent, or is he still signed with Mayweather Promotions?
Well, this is the Mayweather Deji press conference. So I'm here to talk about Dubai. I'm here to talk about entertaining the people, having fun. And I'm not here to talk disrespectful or bad about any fighter. They say America is the land of the free. So we live, we love, and we keep striving each and every day. That's what life is about.
Davis is also reunited with his longtime coach, Calvin Ford, a mentor whose guidance helped shape Davis into a champion. Their relationship is anchored in deep trust, discipline, and mutual belief. Ford knows Davis like few others, his instincts, rhythms, and psychological triggers. With Ford back in camp, Davis gains more than a coach. He regains a steadying force. Someone who can steer both his performance and mindset with unshakable clarity.
He's 100% correct. Personally, I had Gervonta Davis up a round. Because whenever you have rounds where nobody's doing anything, I'm not just going to do what most people do, and especially people that don't like Gervonta Davis, which is just give the round to the other guy because Gervonta Davis didn't manage to knock him out that round. Okay, so this is Gary Russell Jr. clearly saying, man, no, I don't think Lamont Roach won that fight. You also had Al Bernstein, and Al Bernstein, I'm telling you, is a very, very straight, fair guy who I don't know if he was on that call, but he used to work with Showtime. I don't know if he was on there. I don't recall if I heard him. I think it was Rolly Ronaldo that was calling it. But Al Bernstein, who was a very, very objective person, said, hey, look, no, sorry to break it to you, but Gervonta Davis won that fight. Yeah, Lamont Roach put up a really good fight, but Lamont Roach was not dynamic. He did not do anything to really separate himself from Gervonta Davis. He just kept it equal. He just tried to keep it even the entire fight. And that's not enough, again, to take the belt from the champion. Now, I do want to say that the people that thought that Lamont Roach won, I don't have any problem with that. I really don't have a problem with it at all. I personally, again, had a point for Gervonta Davis, but I could see how those swing rounds really could go, depending on who's looking at it, really could go different ways, right?
Adding to the team is Kenny Ellis, a seasoned trainer known for his tactical brilliance. Ellis focuses on real-time strategy, Helping Davis adjust on the fly and capitalize on subtle openings mid-fight will be key in breaking down Roach's tendencies and course-correcting in the moment. Together, Ford and Ellis bring balanced familiarity and analysis in one package. Their combined insight creates a coaching environment that's equal parts science, instinct, and trust crucial for fight night confidence.
Think about the fact that, that Lamont Roach was seen at a basketball game chugging a beer. And I would have added to the question that you see Lamont Roach out giving a bunch of interviews, doing the interview circuit, right? Kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table. And he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. He says what most people say. Hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing.
On the other side, Lamont Roach is entering this rematch with calm intensity. He's praised Davis's strength, but also acknowledged that their first encounter revealed cracks in his armor. Roach's team is taking no chances they're dissecting Davis's past fights, fine-tuning angles against southpaws, and ramping up a high-pressure attack plan. Roach isn't banking on history. He's reinventing his approach to meet a new version of Davis head-in.
How many rematches have you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, it's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder if that didn't get me the win. And I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same, and that's what people get it messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight, a whole lot. And I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled him. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. It's just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
Behind the scenes, some have offered a different take on Davis's fall in the first fights, suggesting it wasn't a clean knockdown, but the result of our irritation from hair product. For Davis's camp, that's not an excuse. That reframes the narrative. Their focus now is precision. No distractions, no overlooked elements. Davis's team still believes in their original plan. At this time, it's about execution, striking sharper, reacting faster, and applying pressure with total confidence.
He got a good chin. Oh, he got a good chin. If you got a good chin, okay, let's go ahead. Let's touch this. The chin ain't the only thing that can get you out of there. There's other things you can do and then go back to the chin. I won't go into details, but I look at shit different from a lot of people, man. You know what I'm saying? You got a fighter that listens, he's gonna be a hell of a fighter if he listens to what I tell him, you know? All fighters don't listen, because some missions you put them on, you gotta walk through hell to get it done. And every fighter is not willing to walk through hell. You know what I mean? But the chin is not the only thing to get a fight out of it, and the body's not the only thing to get a fight out of there. It's other shit too, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You gotta hurt. I believe in hurting them. You can hurt. You gotta hurt them to get it started, you know?
Mm-hmm. Petey, thank you for the $2. People were surprised by Roach and Tank.
What do you think the biggest surprise was in the fight?
It wasn't a surprise because we know Roach. It wasn't a surprise. Roach can fight. A lot of people think because a person is not popular, they don't exist. There's fighters out there that can rumble. They just got to get the opportunity, you know?
Jeff Mayweather weighed in after the controversial draw, calling it surprising but not unjust. He stood by Davis, framing the outcome as an off night, not a sign of decline. Jeff gave Roach credit for his resilience, but stressed that Davis's aura of invincibility had been shaken. Now Davis must reclaim it. Jeff's take walks the line between family loyalty and honest. Critique acknowledging public perception while keeping faith in Davis's elite potential.
Jeff Mayweather here at the Mayweather Boxing Club. How are you doing, sir?
Okay.
You don't look okay.
No. Well, I am.
All right. Well, we got this potential rematch everybody wants to see. Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. First of all, are you surprised that everybody's wanting to see a rematch between these two? Because no one expected it to be a close fight in the first place.
That much is true. And me, myself, I mean, I'm a big Tank fan. And I was shocked. I was shocked at the outcome of the fight.
Who did you have winning the fight?
I had Roach winning the fight.
Yeah. Do you consider it robbery, or do you lean Roach and are cool with the draw?
I wouldn't say it was a robbery. I mean, the fight was close. But if I was a judge, I would have gave Roach the fight.
All right. Well, talking about this rematch, what do you? I mean, so the one thing Tank always had for him, everyone, he had that kind of almost like Mike Tyson-esque, right? The air of invincibility, the knockout power. People were scared of him, that kind of thing. Do you think what Roach did to him, moving up in weight, and not being a big puncher himself, but able to withstand Tank, that kind of his air of invincibility has maybe been slightly diminished?
I won't say it's been diminished, but I do think that more people, more fighters that probably were afraid of him are not going to be afraid of him anymore.
And do you think that's almost something that could play in Tank's hand, right? Maybe we had an off day, everybody had an off day, and take him.
Yeah, everybody can have off night, but I think the one thing that is the most important thing that nobody's talking about is the fact that
Shocker Stevenson also offered his insight, noting Roach's unorthodox style and the unique problems he poses for Davis. His praise didn't feel like flattery. It hinted at legitimate danger. Stevenson's words elevate Roach beyond underdog status. They frame him as a real challenge. This rematch isn't just about Davis restoring dominance, it's about him evolving to overcome new tactical puzzles. Stevenson's perspective adds weight to what's at stake inside the ring.
What does the rematch look like between Lamont and Gervonta, you think?
I like Lamont in the rematch.
You were one of the few that kind of picked Lamont to begin with. Why was that?
I sparred with Lamont. I knew that he was a good fighter. He helped me get ready for the Oscar Valdez fight. And I knew his style with Tank's style, what he was going to be able to bring to the table. I knew it. So,
did you really win 20 rounds?
I swear to God, on my daughter's life, I won that much money.
How different does a rematch look in your opinion, Shakur? What adjustments do you think we see from both?
Huh?
What adjustments do we see from both in a rematch?
I think I can't tell you game plans. I could be fighting these guys, so I'm gonna keep my secrets to myself. But truthfully, they both good fighters.
Do you think it's a lot different rematch, or do you think it'll be close again?
It's gonna be a hell of a fight.
How did you see Tank in that fight? A lot of people are saying maybe he's just mentally not there. What did you see?
Nah, he was the same Tank. I don't believe that. I don't got no thought in my brain that makes me think that he wasn't the person he been all of these other fights. I think he was the same person. All this stuff that he going through stuff. I mean, everybody go through stuff. So he's the same fighter. He's gonna be the same fighter throughout his career. So
Mikey Garcia believes Davis has all the tools to win, but only if he brings more than just talent. Garcia emphasized that experience and skill won't carry the day unless Davis is fully locked in. The mental game, he says, will decide the outcome. Distractions, doubt, or hesitation could cost him dearly. Garcia's take is clear. The rematch won't be won on ability alone, it'll take focus, grit, and the total version of Davis to seal the deal.
I'll let you go because I know I got a lot of shit to do. Lamont Roach versus Gervonta, the rematch. It looks like it's going to happen, hopefully. You know, I'd like to see it.
I think Tank wins in the rematch.
Why?
I think he'll make the right adjustments and he won't take too long to fight. He kind of gave a lot of the round away sometimes. I think he'll be more active and he'll win. But big props to Roach for his last fight and performance. Fuck, surprised everybody.
Right.
I think he was robbed from the victory. Again, that knockdown should have been a knockdown.
Right.
But whatever, he gets a rematch, you know. And maybe they get a third fight, you know, after that. Who knows? Maybe
it turns out Marcus Pacquiao.
Maybe it turns out to be another great fucking matchup and they say, you know what, let's run it back.
Right.
And maybe that controversy from the first fight actually helps Roach fucking get 3 fights out of it instead of just the one, or, you know, you never know.